Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 15th to the 21st of July 2024. So we begin the week with something that was building up towards the end of last week, like the preamble to a thunderstorm, building of tension, building of electrical energy, almost tangible in the atmosphere. With Mars and Uranus, fire and electricity, in the earthy sign of Taurus, this has a ground shaking kind of feeling, something that has to come up and explode for that pressure to die down again. So quite a volatile start to the week, a lot of emotional intensity. But on a personal level, this could be looked at as Mars taking the ego energy and raising it to a higher level, and Uranus the higher self. So a breakthrough from the limitations of the lower self to connect with our soul self in the heart center. So from the will of the head, the soul of the heart, potentially we could use this electrical energy in an alchemical way. Let the pressure bring up whatever it needs to, but set the intention that this can be used towards self-mastery. So there could be some anger, there could be some tantrums of the will, some friction, but can actually make that work to our advantage by setting the intention that we'll use whatever comes up, by observing, listening and alchemizing with these two very potent planets. To add to the tension, by the 17th, just as the Uranus-Mars energy is dissipating a little, we're filtering through the rubble, we actually begin the first phase of Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is in Leo and will retrograde by the 4th of August, but for now we're looking at 21 degrees Leo to 4 degrees Virgo between now and then. From the 17th of July to the 4th of August, awareness phase 1. So find where those degrees are in your own chart and keep your eyes and ears open, because phase 1 of a retrograde is to be aware, to see what comes up, to notice, to observe, to take note, because then that's what we can work on changing during the actual retrograde period. But again, you can feel a little bit of tension with this one. People speak very negatively about Mercury retrograde, but we can feel that things are going to start to act differently. There's a lack of control, which I think is why people don't like Mercury retrograde. But things can seem to come out of the blue, out of nowhere, in an annoyance to the normal flow or to what we expect. So keep your eyes and ears open as we enter phase 1 of Mercury retrograde. Then by the 20th, Mars moves into Gemini. So Mars making a move, having passed over Uranus in Taurus, moving into Gemini. Again, very electrical, bright, quirky, changeable energy, which goes quite well with the coming Mercury retrograde. Here we can examine the will of the mind, where we're trying to make things happen, how we communicate, if we're over-dominant or over-selfish in communications. But also on a higher level of Mars, we can put our passion into the verbal arts, enliven our interactions with others, and even maybe purge our minds of lower thoughts as well. There's many ways that we can work with planets as they move into different signs. And we end the week with a full moon in Capricorn on the 21st. So last month we had a full moon in Capricorn at 1 degree. This is the full moon in Capricorn at 29 degrees because the astrology calendar doesn't line up and is much older and more authentic than the current Roman calendar that we're working on. So you can actually have 2 full moons in the same sign in a Roman calendar month. So full moon, 29 degrees Capricorn at 11:15 a.m. UK time. Sun obviously at the last degrees of Cancer before we move into the month of Leo next week, and the moon at the last degrees of Capricorn. So where is this happening for you in your chart? Best way to start working with transits is to just maybe even take 1 full moon at a time and find which house it is in for you, learn what that house means, and then see if that area of your life is offering you any subject matter to work with. So Capricorn, very enduring, very authentic, very stable sign, does things properly and slowly and with integrity. So that's the energy of Capricorn. Right at the end, we've climbed a mountain for the last month, from the 1 degree full moon to this 29 degree moon. So have a look, what mountain have you climbed? Have you found your authenticity, your backbone, your integrity? Have you moved slowly and purposefully towards a goal? Have you made yourself proud? Because full moons are a time for reflection. You can reflect back for this 1 month, but we could also reflect back to the new moon back in January and to see what we've achieved in that amount of time. Considering inwards as well as outwards, it's not all about career success and accumulating finance. It's more to do with self-worth and value. So a nice stable end to the week really, even though it's a full moon, it's quite a solid one, but lots of change and lots of electricity in the air. So to recap, Mars conjunct Uranus, electrical pressure which will need a release, Then as we're sifting through the remnants of that, we begin the first awareness phase of Mercury retrograde. So stay alert, keep notes, ask questions, ask to be shown even. What will this story be for you? From 4 degrees Virgo back to 21 degrees Leo after the 4th of August. Then a change of climate as Mars moves into Gemini, taking us into the head, into our communications, into our direct relationships with others, the way that we think, the way that we express, livening and refreshing all of those areas, and ending the week on a solid and accomplished full moon in Capricorn. So if you would like to see where this is happening for you, I am available zoehind7@gmail.com for 1 hour astrology, tarot, numerology readings, recorded MP3. You can also have 30-minute quick tarot readings with access to your chart if you've just got 1 or 2 simple questions. All sessions are customised to exactly what it is that you want to explore, and I offer courses and coaching as well. These videos are posted on my YouTube, Zoe Astro, Instagram, zoehind7, and Facebook, AstroZoe. So stripy week, lots of activity. Stay present, stay calm, stay centred, and see if you can tune in to your particular connection with these changing transits as you start to go deeper into your chart and work with the cycles as and when they come up for minimum effort and maximum gain. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.